Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Lexus RX 400 hybrid, and it's the SEL model. The car's registered BK06FBE, and mileage at the start of the road test is 82,569 miles. The reason we do the road test is very simple indeed. We just want people to see the cars we're selling actually in operation prior to coming to see us. And it is the very car in the advert as well. You know, we've been to go and see many cars where when you get there, there's a fundamental problem with the car which you clearly should have been told about prior to going, but the seller, for whatever reason, has chosen not to do so. So the video is critical, so if there's anything amiss on the car which is obvious and fundamental to the operation of the vehicle, you will get to know about it. It's also done on the very quiet country roads in the just outside our premises, so hopefully it will be representative of what you feel yourself. Just a very brief background to this car. Obviously our business is buying and selling cars, quite clearly as a garage, but obviously we always have to have a car for ourselves as well, and this actually happens to be my wife's car. So this is a car we're using on a daily basis, so I happen to know it very, very well indeed, from having driven it as often as I have. Obviously, being a hybrid, turn the key, generally makes no noise, it just starts in hybrid mode, all working absolutely perfectly. There's no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or the powertrain of the vehicle or any other part of the car for that matter. It's been running for some time now. Temperature gauge is just under half, which is exactly where it should be on a Lexus car this type as well. But the actual engine and hybrid system working absolutely perfectly. It's a brilliant system, way ahead of its time. There's still lots of manufacturers struggling to cope with this technology, and Lexus have absolutely mastered it, in all honesty. It works wonderfully well. It's kind of, as I always say on these videos, it's the seamlessness. Wouldn't it nice if people just wave and acknowledge when you let them through? But there we go. But yeah, it's wonderful how it comes in and out of various functions it's operating, whether it be on the battery alone, whether it be engine, combination of both, whatever. It's just the way it goes. It does it. It is absolute genius. And when combined with the auto gearbox, which is absolutely faultless on this car, as they generally are on these Lexus cars, they're pretty much bomb-proof things. It's just got a wonderful power delivery. Being a CVT gearbox, you've got the advantage of the fact that, again, the seamless theme kind of runs through the car, because the very definition of CVT is the fact that it is seamless. There is no gear change. So you just get this acceleration. Sometimes the engine goes quicker than the car goes, and the car then catches up with it. But it works brilliantly well. It really does. So like now, if I put my foot down, you hear the engine revs rise, and then the car just catches up with that, or you back off early. So only under hard acceleration will you ever hear the engine rev up. It's just so smooth in the way it operates. But in terms of the engine, gearbox, hybrid system, all working exactly as it should. Steering on these vehicles, well weighted, nice and precise. It's not a sports car, obviously, but they've done a damn good job on it. Makes the car feel secure on the road. Again, I can't feel an ounce of wear in the steering system of this vehicle, nor what I expected to at this kind of mileage. Track's nice and straight. There's absolutely no vibrations through the steering wheel of the car, and that's a real pet hate of mine, by the way. Certainly up to the legal limit, which is the maximum we can go at. But it's all working exactly as it should. But as I said, it's the lack of slack or any kind of movement other than what should be happening, which is what I'm looking at on these road tests. Likewise, the suspension of the vehicle, these are very comfortable cars, very smooth riding. you know, they can cover huge distances very, very easily indeed, very comfortably. But you don't get huge amounts of body roll. You don't get, you know, they feel more nimble than you'd expect given the size of the car. It also means passengers get thrown around far less in the back of them as well. So sort of kids prone to car sickness don't sort of have a major issue in these cars, which they can in some big four-wheel drives. But again, what I'm looking for on test drive is just any kind of clonks or knocks from underneath it, you know, where you might get a bit of suspension wear. Again, absolutely nothing on this at all. And it has only just gone through an independent MOT where there was no advisories at all. And also it's been serviced as well, so you know, I'd expect it to be good in that respect. Likewise, brakes in the car, put the lovely solid brake pedal. There's no pulsing or vibrations going back through the pedal at all. It's all in good order. Looking around inside the car, I mean, they are beautifully made cars, really are. Very nicely finished, you know, very high quality materials. Obviously, with this SEL model, we've got the full multimedia pack. Obviously, the sat nav's working perfectly, as is the camera. Air conditioning pumps out lovely cold air. It's been hot recently, and it worked absolutely perfectly. The instrument gauges all working exactly as they should. All the pixelation absolutely exactly as they should be as well. But it's just such a lovely place to sit and drive a car. You've got the elevated position you get in an SUV, but you've got a really lovely natural driving position. You don't feel as though you're perched on top, nor do you feel as though you're too low. They've got that absolutely right. And the steering wheel's straight ahead of you. There's nothing askew in the driving position at all, which is why I love these cars. But as I said, you know, if there's anything, you know, in terms of the drive of the vehicle that merits a mention, then, you know, then I would mention it. But you know, the car drives absolutely beautifully. Having said that, if I've missed anything on the video, then as always, don't hesitate, do give us a call, and I'll happily answer any questions you might have.